Hey everybody! Today I'm here to talk to you about how it was my first trimester of the pregnancy, and now that we're finally on the second trimester. I'm in my 14th week right now, so I'm gonna tell how the tense first trimester was. For people that watched the first video, you guys are gonna know that we find out about the pregnancy when we were about like 4 weeks. I mean exactly 4 weeks, because I was 1 day late. By that point, we were in the 4th week. I never knew that we count the weeks of pregnancy by the first day of the last period. So by the time I found out, the first month is actually already gone. So the first month there's no symptoms or anything like that. I don't know if for some people it's different, but for me I had no symptoms at all. So I'm gonna tell about what happened after week 4, which is when we found out. The first symptoms I felt right on week 4, I thought actually was part of my PMS, because I was expecting my period to come, and the first things I had was like a lot of acne in my face. Because that's been a while that I don't have problem with acne, but always like when I'm on my PMS, I have like 1 or 2. That's how I know my period's coming. Maggie, what are you doing? And so I thought the acne was because of that, but it was way more than 1 or 2. Like it was a lot of acne, and they stayed with me during the whole first trimester, and to be honest, they are still with me right now, so that's not gone yet. Of course the makeup helps, but when the makeup's not here, I'm full of acne, which is like funny because everybody always tells us like how when you're pregnant your skin glows and everything, and for me that wasn't true at all. I don't know if it's still gonna happen like in the future, but for now acne is all I got. And the second thing that I felt, that I always thought it was because of my PMS, it was like I was feeling a lot of sensitivity in my breasts, like they were a little more tender and also like very sensitive, which also happens when I'm on my PMS, but it was stronger than that, and that was with me also during the whole first trimester. After that, after we found out, like, and I knew it wasn't like PMS stuff anymore, the next thing happened to me was that I started getting like very tired, very tired, and in the middle of the afternoon I would just feel like I had to sleep. I had no option. Like my eyes were like hurting me, and like I had to stop whatever I was doing and I had to take a nap, which is weird because I don't usually take a nap in the afternoon. Did you ever see me taking a nap since we're together? No, usually I have a lot of energy during the day, and that didn't happen anymore. And that was like during the whole first trimester too. Like even when I didn't feel like I had to sleep, sometimes I just didn't have any energy. Like sometimes it was so bad that I felt like I wanted to complain about my lack of energy, but speaking was like taking too much of my energy, so I was just like stay there, not saying anything, not moving, just laying there, which makes me feel like so useless during the first trimester because I didn't have energy to do anything. That made me feel so bad, but okay, it's part of it. It's getting a little better right now that I'm over my first trimester, but not completely yet. One thing that's not actually like a symptom, but it happened with us, but I think mostly with me during these first weeks after we found out, is that it didn't look real. I wasn't sure, even though I had the test. I kept doing like a lot of tests every day to see if the levels of the hormones were getting higher or not. So I even have a picture of it, like a lot of tests done and all. But like until I went to the doctor and I did the ultrasound, it didn't like look real to me. And I was like, every time that he would mention like, oh, now that you're pregnant, I'm like, calm down, I'm not sure I'm pregnant. It didn't look like that real to me. Like I wasn't sure everything was happening the way it was supposed to, if the baby was attached to the uterus or something like that. I wasn't. And I called to make an appointment with my doctor right on the week 4, a few days after I found out, and the doctor said that the least I had to wait was until week 7 to go for an appointment and the first ultrasound. So between week 4 and week 7, it was like this really big doubts in my mind, a little bit on his, but mostly my mind too. So that's not actually a symptom, but it's important to say because it was like, seemed like the time wouldn't go by fast enough, and I didn't want to think about it because I wasn't sure what was happening or not. But at the same time, like, how can you find out you're pregnant and not think about it? So it was like very crazy, very weird and confusing. But then finally week 7 arrived and we had our first appointment and our first ultrasound. I was so nervous. I didn't like record myself during the appointment or anything, but we recorded like the baby and the ultrasound and the screen and the heartbeat, and I'm gonna put here so you guys can see it too. So this side is baby's head, that's baby's heartbeat, and that's baby's body. Oh, nice. And after seeing all that, I was so relieved, and then finally I could like believe that that was true, that I was pregnant and it was happening. How was it for you, baby?
It's like, it's super exciting. It's super, at that point, it's like, you don't know, it doesn't feel real, you know? It doesn't feel real, like, you're with, I don't know.
Because yeah, because it's crazy because you're seeing like the line and the stick or something, but I don't have belly. I barely had any symptom by that time. Like I was having like I was just too tired, and that was all. Like I didn't have like any pregnancy like symptoms. Like I wasn't even feeling nauseous by that time, which I was like, okay, maybe I'm not really pregnant because I don't feel any nausea, which I regret saying it because that catch up later and I didn't like that part. But anyway, we were like, we didn't know. We were like, we saw the stick and that was it. It wasn't real in our minds. And after we went for the first appointment and we saw the first ultrasound and the heartbeat and all, and we were like, okay, that's true. Really, you're having a baby and you're really becoming parents soon. And that was crazy.
But even at that point, you know that it's real, but it's like the baby's still super, super small, and when you look at it, it's like so tiny and it looks like a little alien, and you don't like, it doesn't look, you know. But recently we did the ultrasound earlier today, and the baby looked more like a baby, and then now it's starting to feel like, even though we've been dealing with the morning sickness and we know for sure with the positive test that you're pregnant, now it just feels more real when you hear the heartbeat, when you see the baby moving inside, and the baby's like waving at you from inside the belly.
But slow down, because this is not part of the first trimester, so we're gonna talk about it in the next diary. It's not
the first trimester, I would describe it as like you're still in dreamyland.
Yeah.
It's you know it's happening, you know it's
even
real,
though, like,
but it doesn't really feel super real yet. You know you should be doing certain things and you should be going after certain goals, and but it still doesn't. It's a weird feeling. Like you're excited that it's happening, and you know it's happening, but it doesn't seem like it's happening yet.
Yeah, we can see it happening. Yeah. But of course, after seeing the heartbeat, and we have to believe we're pregnant, and it became more real, and I was so relieved by that first feeling that I had. But that's when also things started to change, because that was week 7, and by the end of week 7 I started having more symptoms, and the worst ones, I would say. I started feeling a lot of nausea. First time I felt nausea, it wasn't really in the morning, it was in the evening and night actually, and it was bad but not that bad. The first one was like medium, and I went online and I bought those bracelets, like to help with the nausea that you put on this point here. and I got it, and I received it next day through Amazon, and I started using it. And on the beginning, like, the nausea wasn't so bad, so the bracelet were definitely helping me. But I started feeling like more often during the days, from the morning, afternoon, evening. Eventually it became like one thing during the whole day. I was feeling nausea, and it was getting worse and worse and worse. Eventually the bracelets were not helping me anymore. I was feeling nausea all the time. During week 7, 8, and even 9, I didn't actually vomit anytime, but I was feeling nausea all day, which made me feel like I didn't know if it was better or worse, because I had the feeling like, oh, maybe if I vomit, the feeling will go away and it's gonna make me feel better, because it sucks just to feel like that all day long. It's really bad. And I never wanted to eat, but I knew that I had to eat, and if I didn't eat, it would make me feel worse. And together with that, I start having like aversion to food, and not like something specific. I was having aversion to like most food, like almost everything. I had to research in my mind to find out something that I would be able to eat, because everything you would tell me, I would be like, I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want that. I didn't want anything. That time was really, really hard for me. That still didn't go away completely. Like, but around that time, I didn't want to eat chicken anymore, for example, which is something that we eat a lot in our regular life. But I didn't want to eat chicken at all, no matter what type of chicken. And I still can eat chicken. Like, so it's been like over 2 months that I don't eat chicken.
Even less picanha, less meat overall.
Yeah, meat and chicken, fish, like most of the stuff. Like, I don't even feel like I want to eat. So what was easier for me was like fruits. I could eat fruits most of the time. Pickles saved me like a couple times when I was super nauseous.
Pickles is really weird because
it's crazy.
My dad loves pickles, and my dad eats pickles with every single meal. Like, it's really weird. He eats pickles with pizza. He eats pickles with soup. He eats pickles with everything, and I found it really odd and coincidental that pickles is the one thing for her that causes her nausea to subside.
Yeah, it's not like a craving.
So,
I don't feel like I had any craving so far, because I was feeling nausea all the time, so I wasn't feeling
it's literally
cravings.
something that gives her relief.
Yes, it's something like one day I was at night feeling so much nausea, and I couldn't sleep because the nausea wouldn't go away. And I was like that for hours, and I couldn't take it anymore. And I was like, maybe I need to eat something for the nausea to go away, because I had dinner like a while ago, but I couldn't think about eating anything, because you're feeling sick. You don't want to eat. Like, it's crazy. And then I was like, I'll have to think of something that I want. And then I was laying in bed by myself. He was watching TV still. And then I was trying to think in my mind, what can I eat that my stomach's gonna accept right now? And then I was researching, and all of a sudden I thought, pickles. I need pickles. And it was just like that. And it's not something that I eat regularly. Like, I like it, like in the hamburger and stuff, but I never ate just pickles. And then luckily we had it, and then I texted him because I didn't want to leave bad. I was feeling so bad, and I was like, can you bring me pickles? And he did it. He brought me pickles, and he did help.
Guys, for the first trimester, if you're not used to helping your wife or your girlfriend, get used to helping them, because things change really quick. You need to help them get food if they're feeling nausea. You need to get the stuff for them and bring it to them in the bed or wherever they are, because they can't get up to go get it, otherwise they're going to feel like they need to puke. And you just got to kind of put in more of an effort. If you're used to playing the PlayStation or your video games all day, that's not going to fly anymore. You're going to have to just realize that you are going to, if you live that kind of lifestyle, you will be interrupted every 15 minutes, because your wife or your girlfriend is going to need something. So you just better be on your toes, be prepared, be ready. And after a while, it comes into a routine, and you start to expect what they need, and it becomes a little bit easier, and you can work your way around that and fit your little me time in between. but that's something you definitely need to get used to.
Yeah, another thing that helped me around that time, even though I was never hungry, I realized that if I woke up and I ate right away, it would be better, like for my stomach. If I would use, like if I try to wake up and like go take a shower, get ready and stuff and have breakfast after that, by that time I'm already gonna feel so sick that no, I can't do it. So I have to, like, by the time I wake up, I have to eat something. That helps. Not always, but it helps.
So as the dude, you need to wake up about a half hour at least before she wakes up. Not too early, because you don't want to wake her up too early. You want her to get her sleep. And you need to prepare the breakfast, get it ready, and deliver it to the bedroom so that you beat that nausea feeling before it comes on. And then hopefully you have a good day because you beat that early in the morning. If you don't and you're lazy and you want to stay in bed, then they're going to get the nausea, they're going to get maybe sick in the morning, and then the whole day they'll be feeling bad. It's not good for you either, because happy wife, happy life, and if your wife's not happy, then you're not having a good day, bro.
Oh well, the nausea is one of the things that didn't go away through the whole first trimester, and I'm still having it. I'm hoping it's gonna go away soon, but by this time I'm starting week 15 and I still have the nausea. Okay, so I think the physical symptoms, that was it, like the nausea, the being tired all the time, and then there's also the emotional side of it. Like I was like super emotional, super sensitive with stuff that usually I'm not, like crying for stuff that usually I don't cry. Even like on TV, for example. TV is something that usually doesn't make me cry. Like I watch movies and all and I never cry about it. But like during that first trimester, I was like so sensitive. Like probably that's something that's gonna go through the whole pregnancy, not just the first trimester. But anyway, I was like crying with this kind of stuff that I don't usually. I was super sensitive with about everything. I was getting in the mood easier to getting upset with stuff, and it was worse because like I was so tired all the time and sleeping a lot during the day, and I had insomnia at night, probably because I was anxious or something, I don't know, so that would make me even more tired. Plus I was feeling sick all the time. So it was like a time that I was feeling very useless because I wasn't having much done. Like I had this whole plans of stuff that I wanted to do, that I felt like had to be doing, but I couldn't. I just didn't have the energy to do it. I was feeling just sick, so most of the time I was just like doing nothing and feeling bad about doing nothing, and then crying about feeling bad about doing nothing. And that wasn't fun at all too, not for me, not for him. Right? But anyway, it's part of it, and I kept telling myself, like I was like, don't push it. If you can't do it, you can't do it. It's like you have to respect your body. You're tired for a reason. Like you're growing human being inside you. Like, come on, you're doing a lot. Even though you feel like you're doing nothing, you are doing a lot. But as much as I kept trying to say that to myself, truth is like on a daily basis, you're like, you have that list of things you want to do, and then you don't, and you just feel bad about it, and you're like, okay. That's it. But that was it. First trimester is over. I'm still waiting for some of the symptoms to go away. Like I'm still feeling a little tired, not as much, so I have a little more energy right now. And also like the nausea is still here. Right now, after like week 12 and stuff, I don't feel like nausea all day long like I was feeling in the beginning, but definitely after every single meal I feel bad for a couple hours, which is not fun, and I'm still vomiting sometimes, so it still didn't go away, but I'm hoping in one week or two more maybe that's gonna go away, hopefully. That's what we want, right? Mm-hmm. That's the goal. And that's it. I wanted to show the baby bump for the first trimester. The truth is I didn't have a lot of it, and now I'm on week 14 to 15 officially. And I finally have a little bump, but that's for the next diary. So I'm gonna put pictures that we took about the first trimester, a few of them, but we can see barely any bump. That was it. That's the bump I had. It took a while for the bump to start showing. And I guess that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have experiences about how your pregnancy went, for people that were pregnant already, or if you're currently pregnant, share here with me. I'm gonna love to read it all. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Give a lot of likes to us. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.